Hello there, Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of April 8th through the 14th. We are doing things a little differently than how I used to do them. We're just going to be looking at major themes as we move through the week, Taurus. I have already cleared the cards. I'm just putting on the final shuffle before I put them down on the table and then tell you what comes up with them. Hello there to whoever just popped into the room. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. All right, my dears, let's see what we have coming up for Taurus. Okay, what I have showing up in your environment, Taurus, is that there's been something going on where you feel like you've been um, made a little bit more vulnerable than what you would like to be. And so you are finding ways to defend yourself in your environment, or maybe even to defend your environment. You may be putting on stronger locks on your doors, or you may be putting up bars around, or maybe a fence around for just some more privacy in your environment. Or it may be that there's somebody in your environment that you share your environment with that you are taking a more defensive posture with. And your environment doesn't have to be your home either. Usually it is, but every once in a while, Spirit will use the environment card to talk about something that's going on at work or at school or some other place where you have energy or effort invested. So putting up some kind of defenses because you felt a little too vulnerable about your environment is what's showing up for you, Tauruses. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. All right, so the next thing that I'm looking at for you, Tauruses, is your subconscious leanings. And it looks to me like, well, I'm hearing you guys are ready for escape. You want to get away from the normal, the everyday, the humdrum. You would like to try something new that you have never done before. And for some of you, this is as simple as a vacation to a new destination. For others of you, you really want to escape your whole lifestyle and begin something completely new. And so your subconscious is really working out, how can I make this happen? Whichever way it might be that you want to manifest this, your subconscious is working on, okay, how can we do it? Lady Zaga, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here, my dear. I am going to be answering one question at the end of this video. So if those of you who are here want to start typing in one question, I will be choosing them. I want to say randomly, but really I'll let Spirit nudge me as to which question to answer at the end of the video. So if you guys want to start typing those in, that way I'll just go through them when the video is over, or when the actual forecast for Taurus is over, and I'll figure out which one I'm going to answer then. Let's see. Next thing I'm looking at for you Tauruses is your learning style and also your communication style main themes for the week. I really feel like you're trying to do some research or find some information on something, Taurus, and you're feeling like it's like trying to read a book in the middle of a cloud. It's really hard to see the print. I'm hearing that it's really hard to see the fine print. So this is more challenging than just any old book. So definitely, I feel like there's a lot of confusion around things that you are trying to learn and you are trying to understand and get a grip on during this week, Tauruses. As far as your communication style, I think you've been very clear about what you expect and what you want and how you're feeling. I think that's definite. People are not going to be wondering where they stand with you or what's on your mind during this week, Taurus. Gemma Croft Baker. Your question is your Taurus man for real? Have you pinched him? Did he say ouch? Starting a new career. It is very hard to see the fine print in a brand new career, isn't it? Hard to know where the leaflet is, much less the fine print. All right, so let's look at work. Now, work was going to have to do with how you make your living, how you make yourself feel productive in the community. And then it's also going to have a second meaning, which has to do with those things that we do to improve our own character for our own sakes. Okay, so we're going to look at outer work first, and then we'll look at inner work. So outer work looks like you guys are setting the foundation. That's what we have coming up here. You are just setting the first cornerstone really in work. So maybe you're starting a new career and you're just beginning that. Maybe this is your first career and you're just starting that. Maybe you are starting something on the side that you hope will grow into something that can support you completely. But there's something here around work that has to do with setting a foundation and setting it in a good way, in a strong way, in a sturdy way, in a long lasting way. Okay. Now, the other thing that comes up talks to me about inner work. What I'm more than what the card is telling me, with the impression that I'm getting for you, Taurus, is that the inner work has to do with really looking at the reality of situations in your life, not looking at them through rose colored glasses, not looking at them through brown colored glasses, but looking at them through clear glasses and just seeing, okay, this is what things really are. That's your inner work. And the reason that type of inner work is so important is because once we know how things really are and we can accept how things really are, then we can make some productive decisions that help us move forward in a good way. Manuela, glad to see you back again, my dear. Are you going to hang out with me for all my videos? You might get tired. If I do 13 videos tonight, I don't know if I'm feeling that ambitious, but if I did, that would be a lot of videos to hang out for. Okay, so let's look next at those things that you stand for, Taurus. So here what we have, it looks like there's something, Taurus, that you were thinking about bringing to an end so that you could start something new. And then you decided that, you're really comfortable in where you are. And there are a lot of good reasons to stay where you are instead of starting something new. That maybe starting something new would even be a rash decision. And so you've decided to stay where you are in some way. And I think somebody's given you a little trouble about it. They're like, hey, we thought you were making this change. How come you're not actually doing that? And you've had to defend why you're not actually doing that. Okay. This next card is my card that I always take with a little grain of salt. It's how other people perceive us. And as we all know, other people perceive us from the outside, may not see us like we see ourselves. So, what I have coming up here for you, Taurians, is that other people are seeing you as being in a situation where you're sort of at a disadvantage. And when I say they see you as being in a situation where you're at a disadvantage, what I mean is sometimes we're in a situation where we're feeling empowered and like we can do the things that we want to do unrestricted, unfettered. This is kind of the opposite of that. This is a situation where you're not feeling empowered. There is some restriction. There is a little bit of things being blocked up, so to speak. Okay, at least in this other person's view of you. Okay, so the next thing we're looking at is the pivotal lesson or experience that's going to be coming up during the week. It looks to me like there has been a challenge that you guys have been dealing with for a while. For some of you, this has been going on 2 or 3 weeks. For others of you, I'm hearing 2 or 3 months. I don't think we're looking at anything like 2 or 3 years for anybody out there. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 of you, but mostly 2 or 3 years, or 2 or 3 weeks or months. All right. And whatever that is, that's been that challenge. I see you bringing that challenge to an end. Maybe you're graduating from some classes, or maybe you're moving out of a neighborhood that was a little scary to live in, but some kind of challenge that you're bringing to an end during the week of April 8th to the 15th. Now, as you are bringing that challenge to an end, I think that your family and friends are very happy about this. There is definitely reason to celebrate the end of this challenge. Maybe you've been in a long court struggle and it's finally over, but people are happy that this thing has come to a conclusion. I do think that even as people are celebrating this and they're happy for you and they're happy with you, I think you're also realizing that somebody that you thought was on your side, somebody that you thought was even your sidekick, I'm hearing for some of you, that you're finding out that maybe they don't have the same perspective that you thought they did, and maybe they're not as much on your side as you thought that they were. Okay? So that's one of the things that comes up as this challenge comes to an end. Maybe this person just needed to be needed, and now that you don't need them to help at all through this challenge, now they kind of don't know what to do with themselves as far as whenever it comes to you. Because now it seems like you don't really need them. All right. And then the other thing that we have coming up is as this challenging phase comes to an end, there's a lot of happiness here. There's a lot of chemistry here. Um, This card that I'm looking at actually is my most sensual card in this deck. So this really could be a lot of chemistry, like in the bedroom. So, if you were dealing with a challenging situation in your marriage or in your relationship, and now that has come to an end, you could be celebrating by having some sizzling hot fun behind closed doors. But if this is something else, that this challenge has come to an end, then this can be about, chemistry in the workplace, as far as not so much romantic or sensual, as much as really enjoying the projects that you're working on or the things that you actually do, and really feeling passionate about those and doing them right and improving them and making them better all the time. Either way, it's a good thing to have, whether it's chemistry in the bedroom or whether it's chemistry elsewhere. It's always healthy and invigorating and exciting. So, either way, that's a nice way to end the week. Thank you so much, all of you, for listening. Let's see. I think I've got a question over here that I can take a peek at. I've got two. Okay. No, one. Okay. So, Gemma, is your Taurus man for real? That's a pretty vague question. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Vague questions make me nervous because vague questions generally bring vague answers, and vague answers are not always so helpful. But let's see what comes up. Is Gemma's Taurus man for real? Well, he's coming up quite interestingly, Gemma. I'll tell you that. Well, it looks to me like whoever this guy is, not sure where I want to start. He wants to bring something back to life. He wants to have a second chance. Okay. I do see that he does sincerely want to have a second chance. I also feel like there is another female that's kind of hovering in the background around this guy. I don't feel like they're necessarily connected. I feel like maybe they're connected because she's not interested in being connected because I think she knows his number, basically, Gemma. And I think you know his number too. That's why you're asking me if he's for real. He does want to get back together. For him, this is a very logical situation. This is not about love. This is not about affection. This is a very logical situation for him, Gemma. It makes sense to him. Okay. And I think that even though he's very sincere right now in all of his logicalness, I think that he's also very confused. And he's really confused about whatever's going on with this other person. And he's also confused because you guys have had some separation time, and he's not exactly sure what to expect from you as far as how you will react to him or how you are reacting to him. He's got some confusion on that. And he may even be confused about why you are hesitant to get back together with him. That could cause him some confusion because he could have just assumed that, oh, Gemma will always be there for me. Some people do that. And so whenever you say, you know what, I'm not sure I'm really ready to be hanging out with you, that could cause him to really wonder what on earth is going on. Has the planet fallen out of its orbit? Okay, so I hope that that helps you, Ms. Gemma. Hey, there's Willie Dog's mama. Hey, hey. I'm glad you did pop in to say hello. Your question is your future potential for career change. I see no question there. There's a statement there. So Lady Zaga, if you want to hit me on the next video, please form a specific question. Like with the company that I'm working for, is there upward momentum potential? Something that's more specific whenever you guys ask me questions here. Tammy Hodges, hey, hey, hey. Sort of makes sense. Okay. Let it kind of settle out. If it's only sort of making sense, then just observe, you know. Do what feels right to you and observe what happens along the way. That's what I would say. All right. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Whoever gave me that thumbs up, thank you. Thank you so much. I imagine I'll be coming back for at least one more video tonight. So if you hear the alarm again, you know that I'm just moving on. I guess the next one will be Gemini. Everybody have a fantastic, peaceful, wonderful night. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.